Hey everybody, Joseki bringing you another audio commentary. This audio is copyrighted 2007 WCReplays.com. Today we're going to be doing Human vs. Human, Nilk vs. Demuslim on LT. This is one of my favorite games that I've seen in a long time. I'm not a very good LT player as far as Human goes. I'm solid on the map. I know a lot about the map and the matchup, Human vs. Human being one of my better ones these days. So I'm going to give you my insight as to the Tier 3 strategies of mass griffins with priests and some other interesting things that both players do, how they protect their expansions, all that good sorts of business. And yeah, so 2-minute mark, Nilk's point of view, I guess, because he wins. I don't really think it matters. Personally, you can do OBS, Fog of War off. I'm just going to be talking over the replay, as I usually do. I haven't really been up to too much lately. I've been laddering so much. Makes my head hurt. Trying to get better. You know how that goes. I ladder like at least 10 to 15 games a day. I try at least if my internet is allowing it. The reason I'm recording this audio right now as opposed to some time later is simply because my internet's down and I need something to do, so I'm recording an audio. Nothing really interesting going on in my life, my Warcraft life. Clan SF looking for good players, I guess, to apply. And, you know, just maybe we need some more players who are league ready, who have league experience. www.clansf.net. We're trying to just sort of get our shit together for ICL and possibly SAL. I don't know. We'll see what happens, you know. Other than that, mostly just been hanging out. Life's been great. For all of you who listened to my last audio, my nose piercing isn't infected or anything. It's doing great. It feels good. And yeah, I just mostly just playing Warcraft. Night Elf getting better for me because I just tower rush these days. I even tower rush Dark Ranger. I just make more defended foots and go. I saw a really funny strategy on YouTube where this guy makes 2 Raxes and then a late Blood Mage, and then he just runs in with 10 foots, rushes them, and then just kills their main hall. It's the funniest thing. He beat like a 9-0 orc player because he just takes these units and he right clicks on their main, and then when they try and repair it, he just flame strikes all their workers. It's hilarious. You can probably look for it. It's like Human Mirror Strat or something on YouTube. Or Human Strat on YouTube. It's funny as hell. Yeah, basically I just like laughing at noobs beating other noobs. It's Good Time Island. And this, in Human vs. Human on LT, I guess I'll talk a little about the game. It's pretty interesting, I think, how you can choose to expand or not expand based on the spawn. Generally speaking, it's never a bad idea to just throw an expansion up. It's going to be foots versus foots for a long time. Foots versus foots with level 2 AMs for a very long time, the vast majority of the time. Depending on your spawn, you can either harass or not harass. It's very spawn dependent. In this particular game, Nilk is going to be spawning at the 12 o'clock and Demuslim spawning at 3 o'clock. This gives Nilk the ability to harass. Demuslim can't really harass from the spawn. Or he can run at Nilk's expo, but he's going to have to fight Nilk, and Nilk's going to have to fight him. If, let's say, Demuslim spawned at 9, which would be ideal for Nilk, because he would have to run vastly further to Nilknarf's expansion than Nilknarf would have to run from his base to Demuslim's expansion. So it would be hard for him to be able to win. So this is very spawn dependent, oftentimes, on what your opening strategy is. You're going to see how both players react to their spawns and how they expand, etc. So I am at the 2-minute mark from Nilk. Put it on an OBS perspective. Put it on Nihor. He's a funny name. Nihor? No, Trimble's cooler. He's such a G. I don't even know who that guy is. He has 4K in his name. 4K Trimble. His point of view. It better be on 4K Trimble's point of view. I'm going to be hella pissed. Alright. I'm pausing in 5, 4, 3, 2... What the hell? I'm pausing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause. Okay. Nilknarf's hero coming out. The Archmage is like, what now, bitch? He comes down here and starts running down to this mine. You can creep out your very fast level 2 on this map with 4 militia, 2 peasants, and an Archmage. You right-click on their creep. You send your Archmage in first, I believe, so all the creeps aggro him. You send your AM, Foots, and Water Elementals one Berserker, and your Militia to the other Berserker. Kill both the Berserkers, kill the Warrior, and then kill the Priest. Your Water Elementals should survive the main brunt of all this attacking. The way I do it personally is a little bit different than how Nilknarf did it. I let my AM tank for about 60 or so HP of damage so that my Water Elemental can live and my actual units won't take damage, because with some sufficient micro, you're really not going to have too much trouble keeping your AM alive. So even if he loses 50 HP, you can heal him at the well. It's not too big of a deal. That's just my personal preference on how to do it. Notice that Demuslim this game is running right at Nilk, and Nilk is running right at Demuslim. This is the most important notes. Demuslim has the better spawn in this case. Nilk has to run a lot further to Demuslim's expansion than Demuslim has to run to Nilk's expansion. This is a very bad positioning error here by Demuslim. Demuslim's AM was out of place, so he was able to focus it down to about 335 HP. Really nice observation by Nilk. You always have to be very opportunistic. Now he's just sort of pushing his advantage. Once the AM is chased away, Nilk can focus on Demuslim's footmen and have the DPS of his AM versus only the DPS of the footmen and water elementals, which is very beneficial to Nilknarf in this particular fight. Footman wars are very complex in that you have to be very food cautious. Right now, Nilknarf is noticing he's low on food. He's down a foot. And one water elemental is about 3 food, so you really need to be able to use your militia effectively, especially this early in the game, to even out those early footman battles, because losing footman wars at the start of the game can cost you a lot later on. Now, if you notice right now, Nilknarf is really just sort of abusing the initial weakness of Demuslim, which is AM is low HP. Demuslim is still desperately trying to harass Nilk's expansion. His expansion is up and running very effectively. His arcane tower just started, but I mean he's still okay. And really, Nilknarf isn't really harassable at this point. His army is pretty much too good, and Demuslim's AM is such a low HP that he can't really run in and tank any damage from the arcane tower. And in addition to that, he has mana now, but he didn't have enough mana at the time where he was at Nilknarf's base to actually do any sort of real harassment. Nilk continuously focusing down the AM or trying to scare the AM away. This is a very important thing to note. Anytime you have a weak intelligence hero, it is basically the easiest thing to focus in the game. The AM is probably one of the weaker HP-wise heroes in the game, as are most intelligence heroes. So you need to be able to note, while you have a low HP intelligence hero, so do they. You need to be able to abuse that constantly. Even getting 1 or 2 hits off on their AM whenever you can. Just making your AM right-click their AM while footman wars happen, and just using the water elementals for your main footman killing priority is a lot better, in my opinion, than just focusing down foots. Because if you're not careful, you can always be able to chase down low HP foots. It's never a big deal where like, oh no, I can't chase down this low HP footman, it doesn't really matter. You're always going to be able to chase it down if it gets on low HP, and if you're doing damage to the Archmage, it may force them to run away a lot earlier, and it may lead you to ultimately lead you to a hero kill later in the game, especially if they still haven't fully healed it and you're going MK second and the MK comes out. You can quite simply just bolt the hero. Nilk doing some great multitasking here, not only creeping himself, but harassing the creeping of Demuslim. Demuslim himself sending all of his footmen up to Nilknarf expansion to see if he can kill off some peasants. You need to be making guards. You need to make guard towers in this matchup these days. I mean, that's probably a pain in the ass for a lot of you here. You probably don't want to hear about the guard towers you have to be making, but